You gotta have happiness, you know?
Well, to know if you're happy, well, that comes from you, doesn't it?
My way of measuring how happy I am, I think it's just like a gut instinct. You just know, you know?
I just feel something, and I feel like I'm really, really happy.
Happiness is a state of being. I don't think it's a constant. I think it's always changing. I think that if people are not happy, then they need to do something about that to work on their happiness.
Happiness can't really be defined by one single word. Some people would rather be with people they like or love, and some people would just rather be powerful.
Happiness comes first. Financial security, though, is definitely a very close second, because how happy can you really be if you don't know what you have backing you up, like financially?
Money can only take you so far.
I mean, the two like go hand in hand, right? You're gonna be so stressed out if you have like only $100 in your bank account, but you can definitely struggle and understand and, you know, worry about your finances and still be happy.
I would rather not have a lot of money but be still very happy than be one of the richest people on earth but be unhappy.
If you're not doing what you love to do, or at least something that makes you happy and feel okay in the morning, then you're always going to be upset, even if you are like the richest person in the world.
I completely think one's career path will have an effect on their happiness for the rest of their life.
How do I measure happiness in my career? That's a tough one. It changes every day. Some days you just wish you hadn't gone to work, but most days you're happy you did.
Happiness in my career right now would definitely be more financial security, just because I do have a baby. That's the thing about being a parent, is you have to stop putting what you want first and put what is best for your baby. It's more of a matter of what you need rather than what you want. So what I want to be doing is welding, but what I need to be doing is having a job that I know is going to stick their neck out for me, and where I can succeed and like really grow within that company because they're willing to help me.
I started off on a really big show, and some people would say that's the pinnacle of my career, and I would agree to some point, you know. It was a very big thing, and it was my first thing, and I'm really happy that I did it. But, you know, that wasn't the happiest that I was as an actor. You know, there were other shows that I worked on for 2 episodes that I felt like, wow, this is amazing. I'm doing great stuff. I'm doing stuff I wanted to do. And those shows were only 2 days. They didn't get me as much money as Degrassi or anything else.
So this album we finished in 2008. That's probably one of my biggest joys, is to be able to put something out there and get it played.
I think people change their dreams or goals because maybe they are always searching for something more or something different, and maybe they're not even sometimes sure what they're looking for.
When you start having kids, everything changes. Your focus goes to them, so you just want them to be successful and to be a good member of society and not behind bars.
My dreams have definitely changed from what I wanted before. Before, I wanted to be on my own and be independent by myself. I didn't even think about a family, but when you have a baby, that all really changes. Now I just want the best for him.
My dreams in life that to remain healthy, that my kids succeed and they do well in their chosen careers.
A lot of what I want to do and my dreams now involve myself. You know, like I want to be able to follow a certain workout routine for myself or something, or I want to be able to still not get nervous when I go to auditions, or I want to take my girlfriend to really nice places. Like there's all these things that they seem small, but I feel like there's importance on putting that as a priority as well as your career, you know?
I think the most obvious thing that is, I don't want to say like keeping me from achieving my dreams, but definitely one thing that, I don't want to say got in the way, but like was a big inhibitor was getting pregnant and having a baby.
One major obstacle in the way of me achieving my dreams I think my own mental health.
Sometimes drive will get in the way if you don't have that perseverance and drive. Not that I get frustrated, but maybe sometimes drive will stop that.
I definitely think I can do anything that I set my mind to in life.
When you have the best moments of your life, you think, I can handle all the things that ever happened to me. But in reality, you're never too big to ask someone for help. So I think that's something that a lot of people should understand. You know, your mental health is probably going to get in your way at one point. I feel like everybody, to whatever varying degree, will have an issue with their confidence, with their self-esteem, with their level of happiness. And the most important thing you can do is just to be okay for asking for help.
I've never thought, like, wow, I wish that didn't happen. I've never rethought my decision to have him, but my whole plan didn't go as planned. Like, it's not like I'm taking steps backwards, I'm just going down a different path rather than going down the intended path.
So to accomplish my dreams, there was a lot of hard work put in. So I took a lot of acting classes. I also had a total shift in where my environment was, and I think that's a big thing. You gotta really challenge yourself in ways that don't really seem connected to your career. So I moved to Toronto from Mississauga, and I think that was the best thing that ever happened to me. I learned to be more confident, I went out a lot, I talked with more friends, I was able just to be more comfortable around other people. You know, I really learned a lot about myself by living on my own and living in a totally different city.
Finding good people in your lives is key. When you surround yourselves around good people, good things happen to you. And I think if you don't surround yourself with good people, work harder to make those people around you good.
If you want to follow your dreams, you got to realize that your dreams probably are dreams because they're big changes, right? They're big changes in your life. And how are you ever going to do the biggest change in your life if you can't do these little changes on the way? So I think that's a big point.
I think it all just comes down to, like, how things can change so quickly from, like, what you work, like, I'm all about planning, but sometimes things really don't go as planned, and then, like, adapting to the change of, like, what you need rather than what you want, and what you want rather than what you need. It's such, like, a huge thing. So I think as long as you're accepting of that and not really like so set on a plan that you can't change your mind. I think that was a really big thing of, like, what having a baby at 19 or 20, however old I was. It really changes.
Just because it's where we start off, it doesn't necessarily mean it's where we'll end off. So I think that if people are open to change and truly finding who they are and working with that and seeing the evolving growth that we are and feeding it, I think that will help to make people happier.
Successful, like happiness, is not just one thing, it could be multiple things.
My definition of successful is probably just being happy.
Whatever time and place you're at, where you can wake up in the morning and think to yourself, you know, I'm gonna be okay. I think that's a pretty good definition of successful.
You don't need to have a lot of money to be happy.
You don't really need, you know, big houses or fancy cars or even like this goal that you've put for yourself. Yes, I'm gonna be an Oscar winner, I'm gonna be the star athlete. I don't think you need those things, you know?
As long as you're doing well enough to be happy where you are, I think that that's what success really is.
I think you just need to be in a state of place where you're happy where you're at and where you're okay with being yourself.
I'm gonna do a little dance.